Hey there, I'm Dr. Robert Floyd, board certified MD specializing in functional medicine. And today I'm here with Zanya. Did you know that nearly 30% of all adults struggle with insomnia? And if you ask them, what keeps you awake at night? Almost all of them say the exact same thing. My brain can't stop thinking. Thinking about that meeting you have in the morning at work. Thinking about that awkward conversation that you might have had 3 years ago, or thinking about if their boss is going to fire them in the morning. Just thinking non-stop all night long. But what if I told you that it's not your thoughts that's keeping you up at night? It's actually your brain screaming, danger, 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 and flooding your body with the same chemicals that you'd have if someone else broke into your house at night. In 2005, researchers Stephen Lima and colleagues published a study that established what scientists now call the vulnerability problem of sleep. Their research revealed that animals most at risk from predators, including mice and rabbits, display significantly less sleep than their predator species, like carnivores. Moreover, species, especially herbivores that sleep in open environments, exhibit less REM sleep than those sleeping in safe places or shelters. Researchers tested this with capuchin monkeys. When they placed the monkeys near ground level where predators hunt, the monkeys refused to sleep. They only rested when they climbed high into the trees where they felt safe. Fast forward to 2016. Evolutionary anthropologist Charles Nunn asked a simple question: do humans have the same system? The answer was an astounding yes. Humans rely heavily on vision to detect danger, but at night we can barely see. That makes nighttime inherently dangerous from your brain's perspective, even in a modern bedroom. And here's where it gets even more interesting for insomnia sufferers. The research suggests that natural selection has actually evolved mechanisms that suppress the need to sleep when threats exist, such as the presence of predators or competitors. In other words, your brain is designed to keep you awake when it perceives danger, even if that danger is imaginary. So, when you're lying in bed worrying about tomorrow's meeting, or you're replaying that embarrassing moment, your brain interprets those worries as real threats. And it does exactly what it's programmed to do. It keeps you awake to protect you. As a result, it undergoes a chemical reaction that causes it to release cortisol, your alert hormone, which is supposed to drop at night so your brain can transition into sleep mode. This tells your brain something is wrong. Stay alert. This then causes your brain to flood your system with glutamate, the neurotransmitter that makes neurons fire rapidly. This rapid neuronal firing is what you call racing thoughts. Your brain cells are being chemically commanded to keep working. And at the same time, cortisol suppresses GABA, which is the neurotransmitter that's supposed to calm your brain down. Now, when GABA is low and glutamate is high, your brain has no brake pedal. So the thoughts just keep racing, and as long as that chemical reaction is happening, your thoughts will not stop. So guess what? You'd think the solution would be obvious, right? Stop the chemical reaction, lower the cortisol, boost the GABA, turn off the stress alarm. But that's not what Big Pharma has been selling you. Instead, they've been trying to sell people sedatives that are sleeping pills that promise to finally shut down their brains. And don't get me wrong, sedatives might seem like the obvious answer. Your brain won't shut off. So you take something that forces it to shut off, the problem is solved, right? No. But sleep isn't just about being unconscious. It's about your brain feeling safe enough to actually relax and do its cleanup work. Sedatives skip that part entirely. They just force the off switch without asking your brain if it's ready. It's like the difference between a parent saying, "Go to sleep now," versus tucking you in, reading a story, and helping you feel calm and cozy first. One makes you lie there in the dark with your eyes closed, but your mind still racing. And the other actually helps you feel peaceful so that you can actually sleep. With sedatives, your alarm system, the part of your brain that panics and worries, never gets the message that everything's okay. So it stays on high alert, even while you're knocked out cold. It's like putting noise-canceling headphones on while a fire alarm is screaming. You can't hear it anymore, but guess what? The alarm is still going off. The fire is still there. And what's more is that these meds often last far too long in your system, so their effects linger into the next day. You might wake up feeling lethargic, fuzzy-headed, slow, almost like a hangover. So what do? You drink coffee to counteract the hangover effect. But the caffeine makes you tense and wired by evening, which makes your racing thoughts worse, which means you need the sleeping pill even more. It is a vicious cycle, and to end this, you either have to keep increasing the dose, switch to a stronger medications, or take multiple things at once. Over time, your body builds a tolerance to these drugs, and what used to work now doesn't work anymore. But even knowing this, most people still search for the wrong solution. Why? Because at 2 a.m., when your brain won't shut off and you're drowning in those racing thoughts, even a bad solution feels better than nothing at all. So, what does work? Well, let me take you back 1,000 years when samurai warriors in Japan drank matcha before battle to stay calm and focused, and Zen Buddhist monks drank it before meditation to stay awake but peaceful. For millennia, people across Asia describe green tea's effect as somehow different from coffee. Energizing but calming, alert but relaxed. But nobody knew why until 1949, when scientists at Kyoto University were trying to figure out exactly what gave green tea its unique umami flavor. That savory, brothy taste. That's when they discovered L-theanine, a compound that had never been found in plants before. They named it after the tea plant's old scientific name, Thea sinensis. A year later, they successfully isolated it from Gyokuro tea leaves using hot water extraction, producing a colorless, needle-like crystals. They confirmed it was responsible for the tea's flavor, but they also noticed something else. The compound was non-toxic, even at high doses. But the real breakthrough came almost 50 years later. In 1998, researchers at Taiyo gave 8 female university students either L-theanine or nothing at all. Then measured their brainwaves. 4 of the students had high anxiety, 4 had low anxiety. What they found was remarkable. Within 30 to 40 minutes after taking just 200 milligrams of L-theanine, alpha brainwaves increased in the occipital and parietal regions of their brains. These are the calm, relaxed brainwaves that you get when you're peacefully daydreaming or meditating. For the first time, scientists could see how L-theanine working in real time, it wasn't sedating the brain. It was calming it, shifting it from the state of high alert to relaxed focus. This was the proof that what ancient cultures had known for millennia was real. Green tea's calming effect wasn't just a cultural belief or ritual, it was neurochemistry. And now we know exactly how it works and why it works completely differently from sedatives. Instead of forcing your brain to shut down, L-theanine turns down the volume on your stress response. First, it increases alpha brainwaves. These are the calm, relaxed brainwaves you get when you're peacefully daydreaming or in meditation. Your brain shifts out of high alert mode into a state of relaxed, focused. Second, it boosts GABA, your brain's natural calm down messenger. Remember, GABA is what puts the brakes on overactive neurons. L-theanine increases GABA without suppressing everything else. So your brain can naturally slow down. And third, it lowers cortisol levels. It tells your nervous system, hey, listen, it's safe now. You can relax. The chemical alarm that's been keeping you awake finally gets turned off. This creates the neurochemical conditions where sleep can happen naturally, the way it's supposed to. That's why L-theanine can activate deep sleep, because it's addressing the root cause of the overactive stress response, instead of just masking the symptom of being awake. But before you try L-theanine, you really need to understand what it actually does and what it doesn't do. Okay? L-theanine removes the barrier to sleep, but it doesn't force sleep itself. Think of it this way. Your body has two systems that control sleep: sleep pressure and your stress response. Your sleep pressure is the buildup of adenosine that makes you feel tired. It builds up naturally throughout the day as you're awake, and your stress response is the gatekeeper that decides if it's safe to sleep. L-theanine only addresses the second system. It calms the stress response gatekeeper. So, if you don't have enough sleep pressure built up yet, meaning you're not actually tired, you'll just feel calm and relaxed without actually falling asleep. You might even feel more focused. This confuses some people. They take L-theanine and think, I feel peaceful, but I'm not sleeping. Did it not work? Actually, it did work. It calmed your stress response, but you weren't generally tired yet. So there was no sleep pressure for it to unlock. It's like opening a door when nobody's waiting to walk through it. The door is open, but if no one's there, nothing happens. L-theanine isn't a sedative that knocks you out, regardless of whether you're tired. It's actually a stress modulator that allows natural sleep to happen when the conditions are right. That's exactly why we used it to create Restore Sleep. It's the only sleep supplement on the market that combines L-theanine and methylated vitamin B6 with 7 chelated forms of magnesium, including the patented magnesium L-theanine that actually reaches your brain. Together, they address what's really happening and what's really keeping you awake. The hyperarousal, the muscle tension, the chemical imbalance that forces your brain to stay in danger mode all night long. This is not a sedative that knocks you out. No, it's not. It's a system that removes the barriers so your body can finally do what it's designed to do: sleep naturally. If you want to try it yourself, check the link in the description below or on the screen.